Hey guys, I recently picked up the Fat Daddio Cheesecake Pan. Now this is a 7 by 3 inches, 7-inch diameter by 3 inches in height. And the reason it's a cheesecake pan is the bottom comes out so that if you're making cheesecake, and I bought this for the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot supposedly does really good cheesecake, so I wanted to pick up a cheesecake pan. I do have a 7-inch traditional Fat Daddy aluminum pan, and these are anodized. A lot of love and hate for this pan, and people love it. It's a great build quality for the price. It's $12, and I'll leave a link in the description for this pan and the regular 7-inch pan. But what people hate about these Fat Daddio pans isn't about the build quality or anything like that. It's about the adhesive they put on the sticker. Now, fortunately, there is no sticker on this part of the pan, but they do attach an adhesive. It's not a sticker, it's an adhesive on the back of this. Now, on the 7-inch, had the same thing, and I don't know if you can see it with the camera, there's a little dot, and some people scratch off the surface. There is a way to get it off without scratching the surface, and that's using a heat gun. This is a Drill Master. This is a Harbor Freight special. You can pick these up at Harbor Freight for like, $10 to $15 with a coupon, but you can also pick up something similar on Amazon. And if you don't have a heat gun, I highly recommend you get one. If you're taking any kind of adhesive off, it makes a world of the difference. So you don't have to have a really expensive one. Hair dryer's not going to work, just doesn't put out enough heat. And it's even with the heat gun, it's not going to get all of the adhesive off if it's anything like the regular 7-inch pan. And you're going to have to use some kind of an abrasive cleaner. Now, I use Barkeeper's Friend. They make 2 varieties. This is like a little bit more of an abrasive, and it's the powdered dry kind. And then they also make a soft scrub cleaner, which it's easier to use because it's pretty much pre-mixed, but it's what I've noticed, it's a little less on the amount of grit or the amount of texture it has. So either one of them will work. I use them pretty much interchangeably, depends on what I'm cleaning. So it's always good to have these around. They're great for countertops and stainless steel. So we're going to take this off, but before I even try to take this off, I'm going to kind of feel. And it's not a traditional sticker where you can kind of heat it up and peel it off. They almost use like a glue gun, and they put a dab of it and stick it on. There's a sticker here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the heat gun. I'm going to heat up both where I can feel here, which is right around here, and then back here. Now, back here, I'm going to heat it up, but it'll probably peel off, no problem. This is going to give us a little trouble, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to heat up both sides. I'm not going to just like lay into it crazy. It'll actually burn the paper, so you don't want that. And it heats up fast. Again, it's not anything like a hair dryer. It gets much, much hotter. And you'll burn your fingers, so you got to be careful. I'm kind of moving my fingers out of the hot spot, if you will. I'm going to get it pretty hot, and I don't want the heat just to be on that spot. For no real reason, I'm a little paranoid about warpage. Aluminum, you're not really going to get warpage. You shouldn't anyway, because it dissipates heat very effectively, but it's already getting too hot to touch. So I'm going to grab some gloves, a glove, so I wanted to get a little hotter. And again, aluminum is going to dissipate that heat. That's why it's getting a little hotter than I like it. And I'm going to back and forth, and I'm going to go ahead and just try to peel this back one right now. And it's It's already coming up really easy. And when you peel these, you don't want to rip them. You want to kind of pull it. But even then, there's going to be some adhesive that's going to be left over. I'm going to give it a little bit more. Yeah, that last bit of heat has really made a difference. You can see there's a little bit of residue up there. Typically, if this wasn't a food surface, I would use some acetone or goof off and clean it up that way. That really works good. But with food, I'm going to switch to one of these Barkeeper's Friend solutions because I don't like to eat chemicals. I'm going to heat this up too. A little bit more. As you can see, it just kind of fell off, and I kind of screwed up because it double dipped it, meaning that it put a dab of glue over here. So I'm going to heat this up again, and I'm going to get this pretty hot because I want to get most of this glue. You can see it. There's a dab still on there. I'm going to get it hot where I can wipe a lot of it off with a paper towel. And when I'm wiping up. I don't want to smear it across the surface as much as possible. And it's going to be like a little wet mark. I'm going to grab a new paper towel, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now this piece is pretty hot. You buy a pan like this, you shouldn't really have to go through the trouble, but for the cost of these pans, to me it's worth the bit of a trouble. So that's about the best I'm going to get it with just some heat. So now what I'm going to do is go to the Barkeeper's Friend here. I'm just going to cool it here for a second because it's hot, and I'm going to use the soft scrub. Whoa, shake it up first. And I'm just going to clean it. Now this soft scrub, Barkeeper's Friend, should do it. I probably don't need the other one. Now it's still going to have, from that adhesive, it's going to look like a little bit of a discoloration, it's not going to come 100%, but it will get the glue off. It'll get it 99.9%. I mean, the glue will be off, but I think some of it will penetrate the actual surface as far as absorption, or lack of absorption. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to dry it here with I'm going to do both. I'm going to do the back before I go ahead and dry it. So that looked like it came off really good. And same thing with I'm just doing it with the paper towel. A little bit of that soft scrub version of Barkeeper's Friend. And I think I got all of the adhesive off. I'm going to rinse it off now with just some water. And this is safe to clean, dishes and pans and everything with. So I'm going to go ahead and dry it. We'll see where we're at, guys. Let's take a look. You might have to heat it up for a second to see what we got. So let's go ahead and do that. Just to dry it. That's all I'm doing, is drying it for this camera purpose. Yeah. See where the adhesive kind of fell? I still have some here I have to get off, so I'm going to hit it with the soft scrub over here. I don't know if I did that the first time. And that will should take care of it pretty effectively, and it's doing it right. Good job. And although the label is completely off, let's go ahead and dry it off real quick. All right, so, well, just a spot of water, but as you can see, it's gone. You didn't have to scratch your pan using some kind of a knife or anything like that. See, you can see that little square shimmer. There's still some adhesive for the regular sticker. I didn't go too crazy with that. I'm gonna hit it again. Again, I'm just using the soft scrub. You can actually use this one. If you use this one, I don't use it much. It gets kind of clumped up with some water in there. It's fine too. Gives you a little bit more of a grit is what I noticed. Now this pan's aluminum. It's pretty thick, but you know, you don't want to like put your whole weight on it when you're trying to do this. But don't worry, it's not going to bend on a normal type of pressure. That is it, guys. Now this one is ready to be used after I fully just wash it with soap and water. So, see it? Fat Daddio. It's worth the 12 bucks that it cost, and you'll be again reading reviews saying that these adhesives are just crazy and it ruins the pan trying to get it off. It's anodized aluminum, so if you scratch it a little bit, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to rust on you, but this is a way to remove the label without damaging the pan. Fairly easy. It only takes a couple minutes with a heat gun and some cleaner, and you don't have to use Barkeeper's Friend. I'm sure any other soft scrub that's safe for dishware would work just as well.